Logistics is the physical movement of product from its port of origin or manufacturer to its ultimate consumption by the consumer. How would you like to have a career that paid for you to be able to travel all over the world and to fund your future education? I'm Professor Mucci of Long Beach City College. I've been to 28 countries, 56 cities internationally, all paid for as a result of my career in logistics. I started out at the Merchant Marine Academy at Kings Point, New York, where I learned how to drive pilot ships, big ships. And from there I went to the airline industry, and from there I went to the railroad and trucking industry and the warehousing industry. So I'm speaking to you today from personal experience. All the places I've been, all of the experiences I've had are a result of the logistics industry, including funding my education. So let's break it down section by section. The first element of the logistics industry, the physical movement of product, is ships, ocean container ships. Those are the big ones. 98% of all cargo moves on these big container ships. How does that affect you? Well, when that big ship comes here to Southern California, it has to get unloaded. There's a job there. One of the highest paying blue collar jobs in the world are the longshoremen in Southern California. Secondly, once it's unloaded by the longshoremen, it has to physically be moved off of the terminal to a warehouse at some point. That means there has to be a truck driver. Relatively easy job to do, pass the drug test, be over 21, you can drive a truck. Also a great gig. Once you get it to the warehouse, that container has to be unloaded. When it's unloaded, it has to be counted, so we need the math majors here, people can count well. It has to be labeled, it has to be put away in a warehouse rack in order for it to be pulled when an order comes down. Once the order's down, somebody has to go pick that up. So people like to go shopping, this is a great job for you. You get to go shopping in the warehouse. You put the order together, it goes back on the floor. There's certain ways that the pallets are put together, that's another job. You have people that do the technology work, because a lot of this stuff gets scanned today. They do the technology work that maintains this infrastructure for the order processing and the packaging of these pallets. That now goes onto a truck, another guy's involved, he now moves it, another person. They now move it to another distribution center, a transload facility. Again, all of these jobs that are hard to outsource and require basically just unique basic skills that you want to develop. And from there, it goes to a retail location or it goes to Amazon and somebody has to deliver it at the other end. That's on the import just from the ships. Okay, the second place we're going to talk about is airlines. Great gig at the airline industry because you can be a baggage handler, you can be a customer service rep, you can be a reservation rep, right? You can work in the accounting department. And all of those different jobs come with one unique benefit: free air travel. So a lot of the places I got to go free because I work for an airline. Another great gig. And you can fly internationally, you can fly domestically, and even if you work for one airline, you're still able to fly free on other airlines. So now let's talk about the trucking industry, which is the next part of this aspect, right? One of the highest demand jobs we have today that are going unfilled are truck drivers. And I tell high school students on a regular basis, hey, how would you like a job that pays 80 grand a year? You work when you want to and go where you want to. That's the trucking industry. It's a great gig to go out there and explore the world, to can experience new places. Great way to start out. Okay. Next area is the rail industry. Great jobs because they're stable. The railroads aren't going to go away. They're always recruiting. These are stable jobs. They do the same thing on a regular basis. Rarely do you have to move from one location to another. And the people that work in the rail industry, interesting enough, never like to leave to go do something else. It's very romantic for them. And then the next element is the warehousing industry, which basically we talked about earlier, is this product all has to be sorted and handled. And it's difficult to do this without people. And it's getting more and more complex how that gets done. A lot of it's done automatically, a lot of it's on conveyors, but you still have to have people that have good technical skills and good thinking skills in order to complete these transactions. That pretty much sums up the basic elements of what logistics is and where the opportunities are at. If you want any further information, you can go to our website. There'll be links at the end here. It also lists all the jobs that are available right out of high school. for folks in the logistics industry.